Daniel. It's a me!
And we are back. Obviously, you know by now that we've had to split this video into two parts because we had a lot to say. So it's 2 episodes worth of The X-Files that we watched.
And this guy has loads to say.
We still have a lot more to say. So we've split it up. Probably not too well. It's probably quite awkward.
Whatever the Basically,
whatever.
You've got 2 parts. We get 2 videos. You get to give us double hits.
And also, I have even less time to spend as a regular human being because I'm going to be sat editing this shit. Watch. Enjoy.
Part 2.
So as we start the second episode, we see a scientist at a huge...
Hey, scientist.
A scientist.
He's got some screechy shit going on. And everybody's looking at him like, dude, what the f***?
So he works for an organisation...
Goldman's f***ing facility.
Who's referred to as the founder.
Yeah. Creepy.
Yeah, it's a little bit creepy. So this guy hears noises, sees some birds out a window, he leaves a boardroom. Next thing we know, he's stealing data from this computer and sticking it on a hard drive.
Yeah, because obviously he's making out these words. I can't remember what the words are he hears.
It's obviously he's being manipulated by something, but it drives him to the point where he stabs himself in the ear with a letter opener.
Yeah, he's like, this is too much.
And sort of wiggles around trying to find something.
Yeah, like some f***ing noise.
Straight up just dies.
Yeah, well, yeah, funny enough.
And so Fox and Dana get called in to investigate.
And just like that.
Just like that, straight off. Who called them? Who went?
They just...
Well, the X-Files is back open. This is
Yeah,
suspicious.
this is...
Wait, I say motherfucker just like that. That's my thing.
Well, you're not the only one, motherfucker.
Motherfucker.
Suspicious?
Oh no, because it turns out that Fox, he didn't get called. He investigated it himself because he thought it could all be connected.
Yeah, he's like, oh...
Because they find it's all very like locked down.
Yeah.
They're not allowed to.
The hard drive, obviously, there's a hard drive.
Yeah, the hard drive.
And
they're not allowed to
Mulder's
touch
like, this is evidence, bro.
We need to.
And the dude's like,
investigate.
that ain't evidence, man.
And then they're like, well, we need to interview the head of this company, and they're like, no chance.
You ain't meeting the founder.
Mulder steals the victim's phone, and then
Yeah.
they find out during the autopsy that he's written on his hand, Founder's Mutation. They go to a hospital where they're just like, oh, mutations. Well, it's the hospital that Dana works at. They go to Our Lady of Sorrows. They speak to a nun. Goldman is a benefactor of the hospital. He donates a lot of money to the hospital, and so they think there's an in there to be able to interview him.
Yeah.
So they go, they speak to the nun. Whilst they're there, they get approached by a pregnant lady who they think is slightly crazy, who says, like, this is my child.
Yeah, I want to f***ing save him. Like...
And they're just like, what's going on? And she's just like, no, never mind. And does a runner.
Don't worry, guys. Then she's dead.
And then she straight up dies. But
Yeah.
where's the child's gone missing?
I love how this is, like... Because they didn't really say. I'm assuming the baby was surgically removed before she got hit by a car.
I'm guessing so. Basically, this is after that they've had a discussion outside the hospital saying, obviously, all these pregnant women are aware that their babies have mutations.
Yeah.
And Mulder starts to click, or Mulder's already clicked at this point, that these women could be incubators for the human-alien hybrids from episode 1.
Episode 1.
So when they eventually get to interview the founder, they get to interview Goldman. They straight up, off the bat, after seeing all these kids with mutations, ask him what the hell's going on. Like, why are these kids here? Where are their parents? What are you doing? Because the main point of this facility, it turns out, is to sort of experiment on these kids.
Yes, like, because obviously the one kid's in a locked room.
Yeah,
like,
in a hermetically sealed
room. Yeah.
And then we find Goldman's wife, who is in a loony bin.
Obviously, they track her down, and they go and interview her.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, she tells the story of how her little girl is in the swimming pool and is breathing underwater.
After about 4 minutes.
That freaks her the out.
After about 10 minutes.
Because, like, this kid's just sat there legit like a fish.
Yeah, just breathing underwater. And then it becomes clear to her
that he has been around with kids. And obviously, she's pregnant at this time. And it's like, I'm going to leave with my baby.
So she goes to leave with her baby after having an angry conversation with a knife.
Yeah.
Goes to leave with her baby and crashes the car.
Yeah, and I must admit, this is one of the most fucked up scenes I've ever seen in my life.
In a TV series.
So she crashes the car, and And she has the screechy noise. That what Mulder gets the screechy noise earlier in the film as well.
Noise. Yeah.
We missed that out earlier on. He has the screechy noise and
But they go and investigate the guy that stabbed himself in the head's apartment, and Mulder starts to get the screechy noise after they've almost run some kid over who is the same kid that we see before as the caretaker in the science place.
Exactly. Anyway, the screechy noise is happening, and it's like free me now, isn't it? She hears or something. So she does, and she cuts her stomach open, and the baby's like puts his little hand out. The fucking stomach, and I was like, oh.
That me up.
I was like, oh, that is next level.
That's next level. Like, they push some boundaries there massively.
Legit, yeah.
She has been told time and time again that the baby died. And that she's lost this kid.
But that's when Scully, obviously, her and Mulder are leaving. That's when Scully turns around and says, normally I'd say she's crazy.
But there's something about her that I believe. And obviously it's the screechy noise. She heard the screechy noise, you heard the screechy noise, and the guy who stabbed himself heard the screechy noise.
Yeah.
So something's going on.
Now that's when they discover on the cameras that it's the kid.
The caretaker at the science facility is the guy who's been manipulating people's minds to get them to do stuff.
Yeah, because they run a trace. I think Mulder spots the guy in the corridor. Yeah. Who has the same outfit on. The same
and he says
janitor thing. And then obviously they work out sort of roughly how old this dude would be.
And so they figure out that it's the son.
It's the son.
This woman that Goldman's wife thought
who was just put up.
The son that Goldman's wife thought she lost. Yeah. Who was just put up for adoption.
Yeah.
And is still keeping an eye on, clearly, because...
Yeah, he's not...
Or not necessarily, because he's working under the same roof as him.
If we cut forward then to where, like, basically the end of the episode, they return to the facility.
With the son.
Yeah, sorry, they take him there.
And turn around and say, this is your child, Goldman, who you said died. And Goldman's like, oh, I thought you died. Let me take you to your sister, because this kid just wants to meet his sister who can breathe underwater.
Yeah.
So they take him to some random girl in the science facility, and he instantly knows that it's not his sister.
Yeah.
So he runs down the corridor and escapes, and telepathically finds his own sister, and she can speak to him via her mind.
Yeah.
He shatters the glass.
Yeah.
And then does the screechy noise so that Goldman's fucking eyes
pop out of his fucking head.
And then they escape.
Yeah.
And then Mulder's just like...
Got some blood.
Got some blood.
got his blood.
So we've got superhero kids.
Yeah. I mean, the other overarching thing in this episode is obviously you had a few flashbacks of William.
Yeah.
Well, I say flashbacks. I think it's kind of a dream they have of what could have been. Their regret of not having him.
A huge theme of the episode is parenthood and family. And so their dream sequences are essentially what they would have liked most about being a parent, but also their main fears about what could have William what could have William been, what could be happening to him at this point, because they don't know.
No.
They have no way of tracing him because they have completely closed the door on him. So we see Dana's vision of obviously her taking him to school and, you know, happy fun time, and then cut to like later on and he's got alien face.
I was going to say, he goes full alien face, all like no!
And then we see Mulder's vision of him building a rocket with his kid, and William saying, one day I want to go to space, he wants to be an astronaut.
Come from there, you little
And then he gets abducted in exactly the same way that Samantha was abducted, sideways.
Yeah.
And it goes, pew.
Yeah, bye.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the second episode of the X-Files.
Again, it's pretty heavy. Like, we don't see Tad O'Malley in the second episode. In fact, I don't even think he's referenced.
You know what, though? They didn't drop his name in that episode.
To sort of, where the hell's this guy gone? They have always said, if you go back and you watch anything about the original series, like I posted a sort of 20-minute long making of the 6-part series, where they say the 6-part series is bookended by mythology episodes. You've got the first, you've got the last episode that are mythology episodes.
Yeah.
In between, you have Freak of the Week episodes, one of which is funnier than all the others. And I think that's next week's, by the preview of next week's episode.
Okay.
It seems like it's a creature episode.
I must admit, I love fucking Fox's dry humour still.
Oh, he's always been one of the best things about. I think part of it still feels quite 90s as well in its approach, which I like. Obviously, it's contemporary, but it still has that sort of 90s drive. Yeah. There's like a gap in the market for an X-Files type show at the moment. Yeah,
and the X-Files is taking it back.
We need
yes,
this
there
back,
is. There's nothing. TV at the minute is either it's like like a hardcore drama or a superhero show.
Yeah.
And then you obviously got things like Game of Thrones, Breaking Bad.
But this is something that is based off of a huge mythology. It's heavily front loaded from 9 seasons of TV show.
Yeah.
To sort of all of a sudden come back, and not only to come back, but also bring new viewers.
Yeah.
Sort of our generation and younger viewers who may never have seen an X-Files episode before. And I think it's done quite well at remaining very fresh whilst also
remaining loyal to what it was,
the original series.
Yeah, definitely. The overnight numbers for this episode 2 was like 9.5 million people.
And I think ratings wise,
that's insane.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah, I think online reviews as well have reflected that in terms of a lot of people hated on the first episode. The second episode had a much more positive reaction because it felt more like an X-Files show. I like David. Right, watch Californication and tell me that you're not a little bit in love with David Duchovny.
Are you admitting your true
100%
sexual desires right now?
I am David Duchovnasexual.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Overall rating for the first episode.
We're gonna rate it.
We can quickly rate them.
Okay.
Just have tiny little scores.
Okay, I'd give the first episode a 7, the second episode an 8. There you go.
Okay, I would give the first episode an 8.5, and the second episode a 9.
Oh, really?
It was good.
I just think because the fact that they didn't touch on some of the stuff for the first episode so much in the second episode, would deduct it a smidge.
They did that a lot in the original series though,
yeah, I
where
know,
they'd be like, all this shit's happening, all this shit's happening.
We've got 6 episodes.
All this shit's happening, all this shit's happening.
There were 6 episodes.
All this shit's happening.
All this shit's happening.
Here's an invisible elephant.
Yeah. And so, okay, well, if you're saying...
Here's some hillbillies who look funny.
So what did you give the first episode? An 8?
8.5.
Okay, we're going middle for both of them. 7.5 and an 8.5.
See, I wouldn't say the first episode was a 7.5.
You said 8.
I said 8.5.
Oh, you said 8.5 for the first episode. Okay, what's an 8 then, isn't it?
It's an 8. First episode an 8. Second episode an 8.5.
Okay.
I
think that's fair scoring. This has been The Squawk!
This has been The Squawk. We've been PopVulture.
I've been Az.
I've been Cole, I think.
He thinks he's been Cole.
You can catch up with us, as usual, on any of the regular channels. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We haven't got an Instagram.
Tumblr. Subscribe!
Do that.
For the love of God.
Set up brand new channels and subscribe from there as well.
Yeah,
if
do
you've
that.
got a Google account for work, use that.
Use it! So yeah, subscribe for us, guys. Please share the video. Get people watching us. Get our ugly mugs on their screen. Watch the X-Files. Give us a comment. Give us a like. Watch the next video, which will probably be our drive for a review. And then next week, we'll talk about some other TV show. But in the meantime, goodbye.
See you next week. Maybe.
Ish. Whatever.
Bye.